Meditation will make you prettier, and this is a fact. And who doesn't want to be prettier? Because beauty is reflective of what's going on inside of us. If we don't feel well, if we are depressed, if we are constantly thinking negatively, it will show. Similarly, when we seek to meditate and regulate our nervous system, regulate any chemical imbalance that may be there, regulate our breathing, regulate our emotions, sit on top of our emotions and our mind, our thoughts, what happens is a series of events that take place chemically within our body. First of all, the Kundalini energy at the base of the spine becomes awakened through constant repetitive meditation as a practice. So this energy that is coiled at the base of the spine, it contains the information that is necessary for liberation or for enlightenment that leads to one's liberation so that we do not have to take another birth here. If one is asleep, that will echo the Kundalini energy being coiled up at the base of the spine. They will not have the ability to tap into expansive consciousness. Their consciousness will cap at a certain level, and they will remain attached to the conditions of the body and to the material world that surrounds them. So we attach ourselves to matter when we do not understand spirit and when we do not understand how spirit is actually truth and actually who we are. So it's imperative that we seek to uncoil, release, awaken the Kundalini energy that sits at the base of the spine so that we can attain liberation eventually through a process of awakening and never have to take birth again in a human body. The process of birth results in the process of death, which results in the process of birth again. So when we are stuck in a cycle like this, something has to happen to free us. Something has to happen to cataclysm us out of it. And this is the awakening process. That's why the awakening process is extremely catastrophic. It's disturbing. It gives you lots of pain, internal pain. Depression arises, identity crises arise, right? One is lost. One realizes that they are lost. But actually, that's just the beginning of them being found, just like life is the beginning of death. So, when one seeks to actually awaken themselves and awaken this energy coiled at the base of the spine, they must prepare for a journey of solitude, of awakening into the labyrinth of consciousness. And this can take years. This can take as much time as it takes for one to tap into love frequency, which is God, and stay there no matter what. And this is not easy, obviously, because human beings have desires, they have needs, they have attachments, they want love in different forms, like in romantic forms. They seek validation and acceptance. You know, we are living out the human experience, which, by the way, is not positive or negative, and nothing is positive or negative. And you understand that as you go through this journey. Everything is as it is, and everything is perfect, actually. So, because God makes no mistake. God who is within makes no mistake. So yes, so the awakening process is very catastrophic. One realizes that they actually have always been in control of the events that take place around them because they are moving through the world as pure consciousness, and so they're shaping reality as they go. And this realization is quite disturbing to one who may not be ready to realize just how in control they are, just how powerful they are. I remember personally when I realized just how powerful we all are, and myself specifically, it was very hard for me. I started to use this power against myself more and more because I was afraid of it. So, you know, we do this all the time with the words we speak, with the thoughts we think. We actually, you know, in a way can bring ourselves downfall or negativity or delay, simply due to the fact that we self-sabotage because we do not connect to divine and understand ourselves as being pure, infinite, unconditional love, just as He is. So we tend to self-sabotage because we somehow may not think of ourselves as being deserving of this power. We may be afraid of this power. And it all boils down to us just simply not understanding this power, which is love. We all seek love. Every person seeks love. In anything one does, they seek love. We don't know this because we're so disconnected from the soul. But even like validation, or even negative emotion, such as envy, anger, jealousy, all these things stem from a lack of connection with oneself. Because if one were connected to themselves and understood themselves, then these emotions would not so much be there. But because they're there, we have to learn from them. They are our teachers. So, anger and these things, they're a result of a participation in separation and the illusion of separation, which is the biggest illusion. Separation actually is not real. We think it's real because our eyes perceive separation. But remember that this is a realm. Earth is a realm, and we are in these flesh suits, right? And so the goal is to transcend the flesh suit. You know what I mean? So you will keep repeating the same karmic cycles and processes and heartbreaks until you understand the goal of human life. And if you do not seek to understand, then you simply will not understand. And so you will continue to be stuck and unawakened. Now, I want to talk a little bit more about Kundalini. So it is the basic primal life force energy. And when we actually inhale, right, with our breath, we're not inhaling some oxygen so much so as we are inhaling pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is who we are, what we are, and everything around us is as well. So we are inhaling pure consciousness. And when the breath stops, the first thing to go is consciousness, not the heartbeat, not the workings of the mind, but consciousness is the first thing to go. So we are pure consciousness, and when we take another form at the time of death, regardless of what that form might be, we are simply just as consciousness taking a different form. So consciousness is malleable. It can expand based on how much we actually want to expand it, based on how much we want to awaken ourselves, right? And consciousness is expanded through various processes, such as meditation, such as mantra chanting, etc. But the real effects happen chemically in the body. And it influences the mind, it influences the way we think, and it influences our DNA. Our DNA is changeable, it's not fixed. So our DNA can actually change depending on what we eat, our environment, how we think, the thoughts we think, who we're around, right? Pheromones and hormones all also impact the DNA. So the DNA is malleable. It's not fixed the way science has taught us that it's fixed. And by the way, science has taught us a lot of things that are false. So it's good to do your own research and understand what true science is, not modern science that pretends to be science. So the DNA is always changeable and malleable. And human beings are actually electric. We are constantly attracting that which the body is, such as the earth plane, the earth field. So what we think is gravity is a little bit more complicated than that, right? It has to do with the magnetic force that we are. And just like the earth has magnetism, so are we. Just like the earth is electric, so are we. Just as the earth has chakra points, so do we. So this is important to understand, so that we can know how connected we are to the earth plane and to everything here in existence and all of creation, right? When we actually awaken the Kundalini and we awaken our consciousness, it comes online. Various past life events come to our awareness. So we remember who we were in previous lifetimes. We also can experience gifts that come online. And we awaken these ancient, like almost siddhis, right? So powers. that we all inherently have that are just lying dormant within us. So the ability to heal, the ability to have telepathy, the ability to have claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, all these things, they're very much so present within every person. It's just that we just need to awaken them, you know. So this is imperative, you know, to understand, so that we can also know how to use energy in our favor. So we should seek to learn how to use energy to heal ourselves, to protect ourselves, to align ourselves with our destiny, right? Which will always include serving the world in some way. That is what destiny is. That is your highest timeline, when you are attached to nothing, nobody. You don't seek any material gain or gratification. You don't seek to live life the way people think living a normal life would be. You know, you make a lot of money, you work at a job, and you like grow in that career, you get married, you have the white picket fence. All of that is programming. In reality, there's no need really for any of that. There's no need for marriage. There's no need for procreation. Like, there's no need, you know, really. If you are above these things, ascended from these things. When I say above these things, I just simply mean that you have kind of discarded the world, or you know, you've just kind of like left the world, you know, which is a personal choice to do, by the way. Even if you go through awakening, you can still return back to the world and live out, you know, any karma you choose, you know. So yes, so life is very much so a choose your own adventure story, and the adventure happens within our DNA, within our consciousness. And each one of us has the ability to attain samadhi, to attain liberation. It's just a personal decision if one wants to do so. It'll free you from the cycle of birth and death, and you will attain absolute unbridled joy and ecstasy right here and right now, devoid of any external gratification or validation or input. You know, everything is generated from within, and we realize this when we are in a state of deep meditation. So I wanted to give you guys a synopsis on Kundalini energy. The one thing that I could recommend to anybody watching this video is breath work. No matter who you are or what you have done so far in your life to progress or not progress, it doesn't matter. The breath is the seat of consciousness, and it takes us back to our awareness. It takes us back to seeing how we are pure awareness. So when we seek to control the breath through pranayama, we actually can control every other aspect of our life in a way that is detached, and in a way that is going with the flow, in a way that is accepting of things, good things that come in, and in a way that also sees our experiences very clearly. So focusing on the breath is quite easy. It's an easy practice that we can do every single day. You will alleviate a lot of stress, tension, and anxiety within the body. You will have the ability to chemically balance out your mind and body through pranayama. It is a type of yoga. It's a yogic practice, and it's very easy. You just inhale as deeply as you can. You hold the breath and you exhale as deeply as you can. Actually, I have a friend who made an amazing video on this. I will link his video down below so you can check that out and get a deeper understanding of pranayama and how the breath influences our life. So that is the one practice that I would recommend to everybody watching this video. The second practice I would recommend is meditation. You can simply do frequency-based meditation or mantra-based meditation depending on what you're interested in. I'll leave some resources for that down below as well as further resources on Kundalini energy, what that is, what awakening is, what the consciousness is, and everything regarding what we discussed here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. I hope it found you well. I hope it was helpful for you. Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one, you can do so. I have links down below, and you can shoot me an email if you want more information. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.